This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening. I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. A local hotel property is placing greater emphasis on quality customer service. The Grand Lucayan Resort recently held a customer service seminar for security officers, and today the participants were presented with certificates of completion. CEO of Apex Progressive Solutions, Shenandoah Evans, facilitated the sessions. He says customer service is built on the foundation of knowledge, skills, and attitude.
A service provider might have knowledge, but may not have the skills, the required skills. Or a person might have the skills, but without knowledge. And also, persons can have skills and knowledge, but poor or bad attitudes. While at Apex Progressive Solutions, we provide tools to assist service providers for dealing with issues affecting our quality of life. That is with the internal customers and the external customers.
Director of Security and Risk Management at the Grand Lucayan Resort, Henry Williams, says the seminar was significant as good customer service is key within the industry.
Despite the fact that security, as we well know, is the enforcement arm of any resort, it is still important that while doing their jobs, they must be sensitive to the fact that guests are at the resort, and important to be very particular as to how to deal with them. And by so doing, one must always be very courteous.
Seniors at the St. George's High School receiving the rewards of their labor. The students who have excelled were recognized during a special assembly yesterday. Megan Shepard was there.
Students in the 11th and 12th grade being rewarded Monday morning for their achievements during the previous school year at St. George's High School. Principal Keith Barr says the honorees are the students to emulate, as they have shown what hard work can produce.
This is the beginning of you setting yourself apart from others as you continue to grow and become adults. To be examples, to be leaders is the road that you have chosen. I want to congratulate you a great deal. I especially want to thank your parents and commend them for pushing you and ensuring that you work hard to make honor rolls, to improve in grades, to do extremely well.
Guest speaker Nikira Wilshcombe commending the students, saying they have earned today's recognition through their own hard work and commitment. She says sacrifices have been made in order to obtain these good grades, and they must continue to make good choices.
You are recognized for your excellence exhibited over the last school year. I want you to come to grips with what you accomplished and what you perhaps did differently this time, if it is indeed your first recognition. Aristotle, a Greek philosopher, once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but an habit. And therefore, I say to you this morning, let your striving for excellence be your habit of choice.
Now, to those that were not recognized, she encouraged them to make the necessary changes, leave certain friends behind if need be, and to push forward to a higher level of excellence.
To my Jaguars who did not make the grade this morning, all is not lost. But rest easy today, because as we celebrate your classmates who have made the grade, I also stand here before you this morning to encourage you. Jump up, brush off. Next semester, it could be you. But only you can make that happen.
Students were awarded for being on the honor roll with a GPA of 3.0 or higher, for seeing above BGCSE pass results, and subject excellence. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
In news from the courts, 28-year-old D'Angelo Antonio, also known as Angelo of Gold Coin Lane and Lewis Yard, was arraigned before Magistrate Charlton Smith today on one count of armed robbery. He was not required to enter a plea, and a preliminary inquiry will be held on March 16th next year. He was remanded to Her Majesty's Prison in New Providence. The charge is in connection with a matter that occurred on Saturday, October 18th. The final victims of the November 9th plane crash were laid to rest today. A state-recognized funeral service for Pastor Miles and Ruth Ann Monroe was held at Bahamas Faith Ministries in New Providence this morning. Since his passing, many around the world have acknowledged Dr. Monroe as an inspirational leader, gifted teacher, and preacher. Yet, there are some who believe his talent as a musician was just as far-reaching. Natalie Martinborough has the story.
Reverend Dr. J.C. Wallace says his relationship with Dr. Miles Monroe spanned more than 40 years. He believes Dr. Monroe's musical abilities were just as powerful as his teaching and preaching.
It was in 1972 that they released their first song, a 45. I don't know if you could find a 45 RPM now, but they released a 45 RPM entitled Living with Jesus. And then in 73, they released another one called The Brand New World. Then in 74, he went off to college. When he returned from college after a few years, they got together in 2001 and they did a reunion celebration concert.
The local clergyman says Dr. Monroe and the Visionaires had a unique style, and from the early days, the group made an indelible mark in the gospel music industry and won many souls for the kingdom of God.
I organized their very first concert in Grand Bahama, here in Freeport. That concert was held at the Mary Star of the Sea School Auditorium, now known as the Wallace Groves Auditorium. I remembered that concert we had that night. The Visionaires, they had an arsenal of songs, but when they would sing songs like "I Know It Was the Blood,"
in the words of
and then they would sing songs like "Somebody Show Me the Way." There was not a dry eye in the auditorium. Everybody was just weeping in tears. And I remember also at that concert, many young people and not so young gave their lives to the Lord.
Reverend Dr. J.C. Wallace says decades later, the music still resonates and is still changing lives.
Between Al Gibson and Miles Monroe, when they opened their mouths to sing, I mean, you knew that the anointing was there. Not only there upon them, but also you felt it in the building. And I mean, you know, they would sing songs, they would sing those touching songs. Most of the now generation only hearing about living with Jesus on the other side and Brand New World, you know, because those songs were written long before some of them were born. But those were the kind of songs that really, you see, they never sang the fast, upbeat music. They sang right to your soul and they sang right to your heart. And when they sang, they touched you. And it caused your heart to melt on the inside. And if you didn't know the Lord, well, you sure didn't leave without getting to know the Lord.
Natalie Martinborough, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. There's more news after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. She's been teaching for the past 17 years, and now she's taking her career in education to another level. Grand Bahama's newest author, Tiffany Meadows, is spreading her wings and pursuing her dreams as she is about to launch her first children's book titled Let's Meet Ladina. Let's Meet Ladina is the first installment in the Little Ladina Island Girls series, which seeks to give the world a peek at island life through the eyes of a 5-year-old Bahamian girl.
Two of my passions are reading and children, so it kind of seemed appropriate to put both of my passions together. And for a while I've wanted to write a book, but I just didn't really have the idea. Then after I had a few nieces and nephews and kind of realized just how much children are characters, and that's really what inspired me to write the book. And I wanted to actually give children in the Bahamas something that they can relate to.
This educator turned author says the storybook is also a creative way to promote the Bahamas.
I think we all get excited when we read something and we see the Bahamas. We feel proud, so I wanted to give them something they could relate to, as well as to give children around the world that may get a chance to see it, kind of a look at how we live in the Bahamas.
And let's meet Ladina. The little girl behind the story is Tiffany's niece, Giada Gray.
I'd love to meet all of you.
Tiffany unveiled her first publication during a story hour with children at the Sir Charles Hayward Library. Her parents, Rudy and Cynthia Meadows, were also there to give support.
We're very proud of her, and we like to support her and all the things that she do. And we hope that she would get the local support in purchasing the book.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News. The Grand Bahama Shipyard doing its part to help the patients at the Rand Memorial Hospital this Yuletide season. Shipyard executives donated 89 blankets to the hospital as a part of their swaddling program. This donation coming just days before the annual visit by the Governor General. Director of Human Resources and Community Relations at the Shipyard, Catherine Smith.
Very pleased to be able to do this for the Rand Memorial Hospital. As many of you know, the Grand Bahama Shipyard has been a great community supporter in Grand Bahama, and from year to year we probably donate just over $100,000 a year in donations to the community. And so we're happy to make this kind of our end of year presentation, but we have a couple of other stops before December, and so we're really happy that we're able to do this for the Rand.
Hospital administrator at the Rand Memorial Hospital, Catherine Weish, says she and her team are beyond thankful. She says she hopes this is the beginning of great corporate sponsorship to strengthen the healthcare system.
It's always good to know that we have corporate sponsorship, corporate interests out there who think of us as being part of their wider community outreach in their program of involvement. We have a number of items on our agenda by way of how we would like to interact with the community in terms of not only the financial contributions that some corporate citizens do, but also the fact that they're prepared to give time and to give tangible things like blankets.
Gift giving, a visit from Santa Claus and his elves were just some of the highlights at the 17th annual holiday gift giving program held in Count Basie Square for students. Italia Hall has the details.
Guess who's in town, ladies and gentlemen? Santa!
Christmas came early for some students here on Grand Bahama. The Florida Caribbean Cruise Association, in conjunction with the Ministry of Tourism, hosted its 17th annual gift program. Over 200 gifts were presented to students from 5 local primary schools. The event was filled with dancing Christmas songs, and a special lunch was prepared as well. Employees of the Florida Caribbean Cruise were happy to give back to the island.
And this is something that we have already as a part of our duties on December. So we really want to get along with the citizens here and make something for them, because for us this is just a little something that we can do for them in this time of the year.
When I found out this was going on, I wanted to come back because it was so much fun last year. It was a lot of fun to see the kids responding well. Unfortunately, we lost Mrs. Claus this year, but we brought Santa back, so that's okay. So it's always exciting to come and do this. We love coming to Freeport, and unfortunately it's one port that we only come to once a week, whereas everywhere else we go twice a week. So it's especially exciting to come to this port for me.
Ministry of Tourism helps to select different schools each year, and they are proud to be able to partner with the association.
I think the program is very beneficial in that it gives back. The Caribbean Cruise Association stops to say thank you to Grand Bahama. They call on the port once a week, every Tuesday, and they come at the end of the year to say thank you to our children for being a part of us. They're like a part of our family here in Grand Bahama Island.
Entertainment Director at Port Lucayan Marketplace, Karen Ferguson Bain, says they are delighted to play a role in spreading a little Christmas cheer each year.
And we're so appreciative of the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association for annually putting on this event, because they didn't have to, but they, with their unselfishness, decided that they would treat the kids of Grand Bahama. And we not only look at those kids in Freeport, but also the outlying districts as well, at 8 Mile Rock. And we have the Beacon School who are also participating. And so it is something that the kids look forward to every year. And it's something that we just want to say thank you for them to at least recognizing that Grand Bahama is a vital field player for them as far as bringing passengers to Grand Bahama, but they're also giving back in a tangible way. And we just want to say thank you to them for doing that.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Well, mark your calendars for the West Grand Bahama District and the 8 Mile Rock Boxing Day Committee's Junkanoo Rush Out at the Sunset Village in 8 Mile Rock, December 25th and 26th. Stay tuned. Sports is up next with Ricardo Lightbourne.
Everybody, it's time for sports. I'm Ricardo Lightbourne. Let me tell you, tonight I'm dedicating sports to the Commonwealth Bank duo of Renee and Kathy, who started the Yuletide season off with the bang. Boy, they're going to have a good one this year. Well, the Church of Tenor Knolls High School softball playoffs, folks, started, and Sister Mary Patricia Russell girls defeating the Falcons of Tabernacle 9-5. They're in the finals. The flip side of this thing, the Warriors and Blue Jays. Let's find out who's in. The 8 Mile Rock Blue Jays and Bishop Michael Eldon Jr. girls crossed the line in sudden death play, and this one happened at the Plex, with the Blue Jays infielders having all kinds of issues with the softball. The next batter popped up. The second baseman has a beat on it. The pitcher took charge of the field. With one out, BMES next batter actually chased a low ball and struck out. The catcher dropped the ball but got a second chance for the out. The Warriors led the Junior Jays 14-7 and looking to add on to that total with the base hit into left field. With 2 outs and needing a run badly, 8 Mile Rock Jays simply got it and the swing and the miss. 8 Mile Rock now having to play from behind, and the pressure to create some runs popped up, and that one is out by the shortstop. The Blue Jays coach gave the command to take the pitch, and the free pass to first base is the result. Remember the game plan. Watch and take the pitch. This batter never got the memo, and that's out number 2. 2 outs now, the magic number being 1 for the Warriors and the Blue Jays needing some runs. The runner on second makes a mad dash for third, overruns the bag, is called out. 14-7, the Warriors in the final. And the Grand Bahama Cycling Club, folks, held its final event of the year, and with Romeo Seymour winning the full length competition with a combined time of 2 hours, 34 minutes and 21 seconds. He edged out Ken Thompson in 2 hours and 34 minutes and 59. As far as Romeo, he posted a 47-minute and 47-second time, and also 1 hour and 46 seconds as well in the road race. Now, let me tell you that the top female rider was Vicky Stafford. She had a good one, 47 minutes and 40 seconds, and a combined time, 1 hour and 30 minutes, and that's pretty good for her as well. Now, I got to tell you this. The reduced length division was David Miller. He won that in 2 hours and 17 minutes and 6 seconds. Kenton Roker second, and Peter Tynes was third. The single-day champion, well, you know, that goes to Kim Thompson, and also Ray Cumberbatch was second. Those guys had some fun. Good riding, guys. Have a good holiday. Now, the Grand Bahama Volleyball Association on court at the St. George's Gymnasium. The GT Defenders over the Young Gunners, 24-26, 19-25, 25-16, and 25-14. 15-6, the final score. As far as the ladies, let's go see how them old gals did. The Pleasant All-Stars and Age in action on court, calling themselves now the starter specialists, and they need a battery. The All-Star serving and the young lady forgot to take a vitamin. That's a point to the specialist. The specialist tried to get started and watched a super serve. This one will drop in. The Pleasant All-Stars stayed firm in the game plan and got the points when they counted. The All-Stars played the calculated ball, and the results was the first set win, 24-26. The starters need a wake-up call. The game plan for the All-Stars was simple. Play as a unit. The starter specialist needed a nudge sooner than later. The All-Stars then turned up the heat, and the starters with a good set here, and the kill made a statement. It was not all smooth sailing for the Pleasant All-Stars. Some hiccups was evident. Elva Davis, she is called the ageless wonder, serving the old-fashioned way, good exchange between both sides at the net, but the All-Stars simply rewarded with the point, 25-14 to score in the second set. Women's Volleyball League is unique. Watch the baby spike here, but the All-Stars will get the point and the error by the starters. Well, the starter specialist, aka Age in Action, actually simply had a good run and will remember this one for some time to come. The Pleasant All-Stars took the final set 25-13 for the sweep. The starter specialist will go back and regroup, and they better break out the Mega Women vitamins. Well, the YMCA Soccer League is underway, folks, and it's a Saturday tradition every morning over there at the Y. The YMCA Youth Soccer League opened on a good foot with boys and girls on the pitch. The drills on opening day was to get the soccer stars of tomorrow comfortable with the soccer ball. The smiles told the whole story. Then some of the soccer players simply were not interested at all. The game is to help the development of the athletes' motor skills. Get this, Activities Director Terry Wagu said the league has been tweaked a little bit, and that is to ensure that young people are more involved.
What we have done, we have split it in a different age group. We have 4 to 5, we have 6, 7, and we have 7 to 11. We're going to take it and extend it a bit more, and we're going to use the 11-15, but we're going to use the high school team. We're going to use the high school junior teams, and we start play with them next week Saturday. It's co-ed, boys and girls. We don't discriminate, and we take all comers.
The game of soccer is fun, and at all ages the program is geared for exactly that, to have some fun. The program is going to run through the winter months, and it's co-ed play and some high expectations. And the Dallas Cowboys got the Chicago Bears tonight in NFL football. Somebody find Boozy Rolls for me tonight, please. I don't want him to commit suicide, okay? That's a look at sports tonight.